The little handbands with a little blade.
Looking like a straight up nerd.
Like a little mister on it.
Like, I'm in the John Cannon movie. Okay, I'm under me.
You said John Cannon.
Oh, that's me.
That's
me
you.
Though. That's me
no, go back. Yeah, sorry, my bad. All right, go back to yeah. Oh well. Oh, I guess I was in it. Oops.
Okay, there we go.
Okay. Hold on, promotion. Should be here. Well, that's your algorithm. That's your data.
This is live now.
Yeah. Where's your post? Where do you go to post?
Steve, you are. Did you know this?
Oh, is it going now?
It's live right now.
Yeah, we live now. I hope you know.
Okay.
I hope you
Okay.
know.
All right.
We gonna let the people know.
Well, look at you, cause
you know, just getting ready for the folk.
you know,
Getting
one
ready
time
for
for the
the
one
folk.
time, one time for the one time. Okay.
Okay.
All right, cool. Let me scoot. This chair is so comfortable.
Isn't it?
Steve.
You talking about? Oh, isn't it cute? No, that's a Lamborghini.
You know what I'm
You
saying?
sit in a Porsche right
Okay,
now.
it's
Didn't even
super
know.
cute. Poppin', we live since we live. We live after 5, y'all. All right. Look.
So you can log on to your IG page.
Okay.
It's just a little behind the scenes, you know.
Okay.
People need to know what's going on, you know, and just.
All right, cool.
Oh, but Steve.
Oh wow.
Is that gonna?
But you're gonna have to get your
I'm
go
gonna have-
back to that page and make sure you just pause that.
Okay. All right.
Otherwise, you're gonna be hearing nothing.
Hey, Shamara. Oh, sorry, y'all.
Okay.
Sorry.
You know her too?
Yeah, she's one of our friends, and then I think she's my friend on
Yeah, she was
my
on
own
my
person.
show.
Oh, word. Yeah, I just know her through, I guess you.
I'm so used to.
Oh, yeah, through you.
That's so sad. I'm so used to logging in on my phone.
Crystal, you
Oh,
I'm
this
just
is
like,
confusing, right?
this is.
you ain't damn looking like a, it's your court date like me. I'm over here
It
sleeping.
would listen.
Like, Ed just flying up.
Dominique Devereaux.
Look at Dominique Devereaux.
Yes, we will. We sure will.
Let me go ahead and get prepped.
You do got a little twang on it.
A little twang.
Hello, twang.
It's me.
You sound like Fred G. Sanford.
Oh, I thought you was gonna say Adele.
I didn't care.
I thought you were gonna say I sound smooth.
Yeah, but you do.
No, you done told the truth now. It's all right. It's okay.
Oh, man.
All right, let me.
I ain't recording no albums no time soon.
You
It's all-
should.
It's all
You should, though.
I ain't winning no Grammys no time
You,
soon.
you never know. All right, let me slide. Okay, let's scoot on up there.
I thought I put. All right, hold on.
1, 2, 3,
Jamil?
4, 5.
Okay. That sounds good. Whose feed is still up? Is that on the website, on the laptop?
This is. Yeah, that's on this laptop. Yeah, because I opened up another page.
That's fine.
All right, come on with it. All right, let's see what we got. Not now. It's me. That's why. Yes. Yes. And
Fine, you're good. You're good.
it me.
That's the thing. Life is unscripted, you know?
It is. You got to be on the fly and off the cuff.
And agile.
Hello.
That's right.
Message.
The message.
It's my favorite.
Girl, my don't ask no questions.
Ladies, you do have some fans now at Benedict College.
We do?
Yeah.
Word up. Look at that. Look at how we get them know.
Through me.
Yeah.
Word. All right. All right. Thank you, Steve. Thank
Alright,
you.
There we go. So page is up. Now we'll go
The
back
Grand
to
Wizard. Like,
Yes.
Like,
Big Brother Almighty.
You're good to go.
this. Yeah. Well, yeah. Can you do?
Word life.
like Slick Rick.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
Ooh.
All turn. I'm gonna set this fan down in just a moment.
Okay.
Don't that look nice? This is the one she
So
did
that
for
I
my
won't
friend for his
screw
birthday at
any of
work.
this.
Wasn't that so nice?
LoVonia,
Super cool.
go and get the headsets on for me.
All right.
Microphone check.
Oh,
1,
oh,
2,
oh,
3.
oh,
You can go under if you
Yeah,
want.
or you can put it around the back.
All right,
round
yeah,
back.
let's
There you go.
There you
Is
go.
that-
There you go.
Is it secure?
It's not secure.
Okay. Well, let's try to hook it on that thing right there. Now is it secure?
Okay, all right. Is it cool?
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
Blamazon
All right, I can-
Prime.
Yeah, I can hear.
Okay,
I
Blamazon
just hope
Prime.
it stays still.
Okay.
If not, just move it.
There, get in there.
Okay.
There we go. All right. Gotta make it coordinate.
Okay.
Coordinate, cause you
When
very cool.
When you speak, just make sure you speak right into the microphone. Be about an inch away. So let's do this.
All right.
Let's move your cup. Move your microphone closer to you. I don't want you to have to bend into the mic. You know what I mean?
Okay. Is that?
You know what
good?
music is that?
I have no-
What is that?
Shut me down in a second.
I have not. I know.
I hope that's
Yeah.
not that. Wow, that is me. Okay. No, let me check that out. My bad. Just, thanks Spotify. Just play
Yeah.
whatever you want. Sure.
Word.
Okay. Go ahead and count
Okay.
to 5 for me.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pum.
Try that again.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Get closer to the mic for me.
1,
Okay.
2, 3,
Something's not working.
4, 5.
Go ahead and speak again.
1.
Does your voice sound louder now?
Sounds deeper. More crisp, I guess. Welcome to the show.
There you go.
Hello.
Hello.
Now, is that your normal speaking
No,
voice?
this is not my normal speaking voice. This would be my normal speaking voice. I'm sorry, I'm just very silly.
No, that's cool. We
Yeah.
all are.
Yeah.
I think that's why we have this
Yeah.
show.
That's
Yeah.
one of
Because
the
we,
reasons.
yeah.
Cause what?
Because we silly.
Oh yeah.
we're
You bald.
silly.
Your
That's-
eyelashes is
I love
busting.
it.
Is it?
Yeah, they busting.
Girl,
I like
go
it.
ahead and give it up to CBS. CBS.
Coming through.
Making dreams come true.
Hey.
I messed around and lash glued my lid closed
Oh
for
no.
a second there. I had to.
No.
I had to.
Yeah,
had to
they
come
did.
up out of there.
Yeah, they
No,
do.
they're
They look
beautiful.
good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, you welcome.
You
Yeah.
know, Trixie.
I'm too afraid to mess with it. I'm afraid, ooh, that glue.
It takes practice.
Else.
It takes
Yeah.
a little practice.
Okay.
Word.
It does.
So on days that I don't have to leave the house, just
Yeah.
You know, just give it
Yeah.
a try, and then
I'll put some on my eyebrow.
I heard that. See what
You
happened.
never know.
Never know.
Unibrow. No, nobody wants to see that look.
You know, I'm here for all the
Thank
shenanigans.
you. Thank you for
Welcome.
being here for my shenanigans.
Yes.
Should I have like a running scroll? Do I need to stop somewhere? You guys
Look
let
at
me
that.
know. Let me know.
Hey, Queen.
Hey.
Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I love that.
Did you watch it last night?
I did not.
actually-
Please don't tell me anything because I went to
Okay.
the Keith Sweat
I actually
concert.
watched. That's my
with
first
my mama for
episode.
Mother's
Okay,
Day.
then. Keith Sweat was here.
He was here.
Yeah, he was here.
He's still alive.
Yeah,
You
we
know
watched-
what?
Oh, yeah, he-
You know what?
Yes, he is.
Why you
Very
wishing
much
death
so.
on Keith?
I don't want that bad juju. Don't wish that on that brother.
I mean,
my
just
God.
making sure that he's healthy.
Well,
Oh,
you
no,
know.
he's
you know,
healthy.
Word.
Yeah.
I heard that.
Mm.
Then I know it was a bunch of women out there.
Oh,
huh?
you know it.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
showing
Mhm.
out. Yes, it was the Mother's Day with Marsha Ambrosius.
Word.
Oh, she
Okay,
came back.
then.
She was just here.
Oh, yeah.
She be in Charlotte though.
Yeah,
She
is
live
it
in
Marsha
Charlotte.
Ambrosius?
She lives in Charlotte.
I mean, just from her concert
Oh.
rotation, she been here all the time. Like she
was
seems
gonna
like she
say,
come
she
here
was
like
just
once
here.
a year or something.
Because a friend of mine opened up for her at
Ooh.
Amos. No, not Amos at South End. At the Music Factory.
Oh, like Fillmore.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should have him on the show.
Yes.
That'll be fun.
I'll be
That'll
doing.
be
I'm
dope.
saying yes. As in
Yeah.
like,
I mean, but you know, yes.
Yes.
You're a
I'm just
friend of the
excited.
show now.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
For showing love.
Oh, thank you.
You know, for showing love.
I try my best.
Yo.
Oh yeah, but yeah, don't tell me please because I haven't seen it because
Okay.
I went to the show. So
I
I'm going
won't
to see
ruin
it
it for
tomorrow.
you.
La 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 la.
I'm not gonna tell you, but that was the first show I've ever watched. First Game of Thrones.
That's the
show.
first episode?
Yes.
What? Hold on.
Yeah,
huh?
I just was like,
Huh?
because you know how you be like, everybody like, yeah, watch Game of Thrones. I was like, no, I remember what happened to me when somebody's like, play The Sims. And I lost like 2 years of my life. Not 2 years of my life, but it was a long time. My mom would be calling me. I'm like, Ma, I got to call you back.
Let's be
I'm
real.
trying to get
Let's be
married.
real.
I'm trying to upgrade my house. I got to put some Venetian blinds on my house. And some twins. I got to call you back.
No.
I mean, you know. You know, so that was a grave mistake. So when they said watch Game of Thrones, I said, I know.
But what made you start in the middle of the very last season? Why not from the beginning?
I was I was in D.C. at my friend's house, and she was like, I watch Game of Thrones at 9 o'clock.
Oh, so she shut it down.
Yep,
You
she
had
was
no
like,
choice.
yep. I had to sit there and watch it. And I was like, oh, what
Oh.
happened?
Sound
Questions.
like-
I ain't gonna tell you. You know what I'm saying? But questions.
Sound
Don't
like
tell
sound
me.
like
Don't
my
tell
grandma
me.
when cops would come on at 9 o'clock.
Oh,
She shut
man.
everything down. Cops is on. Sit down and be quiet. You gonna watch it. Don't nothing happen till 10 o'clock when cops go off.
Not just the cops.
Cops is like the longest running
Oh my
show.
God.
The longest.
I'm not surprised.
running show.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
That's horrible when you think about it. People getting arrested.
Getting closer to the mic. Yeah.
It's
No,
up.
you're good.
Okay, thank you.
Actually,
Oh, okay.
You ain't good.
Okay.
Yep, yep.
All right, cool. Thank you. All right.
Yep, come and adjust my port.
Right.
I'm working on it.
Word.
Try and make sure this thing stays on.
Word.
Stuff.
Oh, I like your beads too. I see you got the chakras popping.
Oh, you
on
know,
your bracelet.
You know,
I see you got your chakras.
Try to get that vibe.
Word.
You know.
Vibe. Thank you.
Got it.
Okay.
Are you good?
Yeah.
You good now?
I
Yes.
think so.
Ooh, took us a minute.
Behind the scenes. Look, everybody want to be famous, but don't want to do the work.
Where we
You guys see the behind the scenes.
Hello.
You
Hello.
know?
You better tell them about it, Katie.
Actually, that was a quote from Kevin Hart.
Oh, okay. But
About
you know,
behind the
still.
scenes.
But it's applicable. Yeah, everybody want to be famous, nobody want to do the work.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
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 I got we're rolling whenever you're ready.
All right.
All right. You want to kick it off?
You
Queen?
already know that's your job.
All right, then. Let me go ahead and do that. Welcome to the DEUXLUXE podcast that is brought to you by Square Media Network. I am the Luxe Lisbon.
And I am Katie Luxe.
And on today's show, we have the beautiful and the talented, the wonderful, magnanimous. Can you help me out with some adjectives, Queen?
I gotta do my church voice. You know, Reverend don't just come out and give you Ephesians. Can we turn to the great book of I'm so sorry.
Listen. Listen. I can't.
Here,
Look, I'm already. Look, I done
I
pulled
got
out
the
my
keys,
church
I
fan.
got the keys. Yeah, I got the
Okay,
keys,
I got the keys.
But
Okay.
like you said, talented,
Yes.
creative,
Yes.
Afrocentric today. Got the Prince popping.
Hello.
But also just with gifted hands and the eye of a artistic master.
I like that. I like
Is
that.
that good?
Yes. Yes. And she's going to be dropping some nuggets for us today. 20-piece hot and fresh up out the grease.
Hey,
Hot and fresh sign is on about entering through the gift shop. We're going to do some entering through the gift shop. You dig what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Hello.
Because we want to be out here front and center and letting people know how to just live with purpose, how to pursue their dreams.
Hello.
You know what I'm saying? And how what they say, a setback ain't nothing but a setup for a comeback.
Right. Hello.
Okay.
You know,
All right. So that's what we're going to talk about
Yeah.
today.
That's right.
That's what we're going to talk about today. But just wanted to bring LoVonia Parks on the show because she is a caricaturist here in Charlotte. One of two, I believe, our showmate, Lawana Mayfield, unapologetically black, had the other caricaturist, Lena, was on the show last week, on her show last week. And so we just wanted to highlight our African-American, beautiful woman, caricaturist here in Charlotte, North Carolina, who's been doing some big things. You might have seen her work at the Boom Festival. You may have seen her on the news. What was it, WCCB?
It was, yes, indeed. Charlotte, yes, WCCB, Charlotte CW.
Yes.
Yes, indeed.
She
for
was.
Black History Month.
Yes.
art.
Nice.
Yeah.
She was showcasing some of her work on there, or you can see her creations all around Charlotte. She has an Instagram page. You can find her at LoVonia Parks on Instagram. That's LoVoniaParks, LoVonia
Yes.
Parks. And she is showcasing some of her pieces here today, as you can see. Katie Lux.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. I needed your hand, your lovely hand. Price is right. Because that price is right. Okay.
Are these for sale?
They are.
Oh.
They are available.
Oh.
Yes,
Yes.
they are.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, we'll dig into that. But the first thing that I want to know is, okay, so let's give some background. Where are you from? Where'd you grow up?
Oh, all right. So, long story made short, Charlotte, been here since 98. Finished up high school, then went to Savannah College of Art and Design
Nice.
for college. Lived in Atlanta for a little bit and came back, then went to Atlanta. Now I'm back.
What high
So,
school did you go to?
I went to Vance.
Oh, you young.
Well, why, you know, I'm from Michigan, so I'm like, what's that? You young. Is Vance a young school?
That dates you. You know, you
Uh-huh.
didn't go to one of the big ones. You know, that lets me know that, you know, we just on the cusp of being able to hang out.
Well,
All right.
I did go to West Charlotte for one semester.
Okay.
Yeah. Just
Okay.
it was about a year. That was like my freshman year. So, you know, Dub C.
Okay.
You know. Yes. So I'm with. I can do that. I can do that.
Okay, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And SCAD, I mean, that's, wow.
Oh yes.
A lot of amazing talent comes out of there.
Oh gosh,
A
it
lot
was
of amazing talent.
amazing. I loved it.
Absolutely.
Loved the experience. Just soaking it all up. So
And you've always been artistic. Did you always draw as a child,
Yeah.
or like how did you?
I don't even remember. My mom recalls. So she remembers me drawing before I actually remember. The first drawing I'm aware of is at 5 years old, and I'm just drawing my brothers as they're screaming, hollering, wrestling, you know, trying to take each other's heads off, you know, do what they do, you know, and I love to draw. They were outside playing. I just wanted to draw. So I had coloring books. I had like the Rose Art, the Lisa Frank every
Oh, yeah.
Christmas. You know, I had so many of them. I was recognizing the colors. I'm like, I already got that set. Oh, wow.
Wow.
Yeah. But I was really happy that my parents encouraged me because I come from a military family.
Yeah.
So they encouraged me, kept with me with my art, and, you know, believed in me enough to help me achieve my dream. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Well, listen, when you went to SCAD, I know, as my co-host said, Katie Lux, that is a very elite, so to speak,
Yes.
institution of higher learning.
Yeah.
But
Let me take a swat on that note.
Yes.
so yeah, can you tell me what did you major in at SCAD?
Illustration. So my degree is a Bachelor of Fine Art in illustration.
Fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever work at Carowinds?
Oh gosh, I worked at Six Flags over Georgia. So yes, I worked in that hot blazing sun, and that's how I grew to love caricatures. It was a class that we had called the Art of Humorous Illustration and Caricature. So it dealt with political cartoons and learning about, you know, face shape and pushing, pulling, exaggeration, whether it's politicians or celebrities, you know, are the easiest things to kind of grasp. And then from there, we had an artist, Justin Galloway, came to one of our classes, gave a whole lecture on caricatures, and from there I said that's what I want to do. So I made that my internship and was out there in that hot sun, you know, putting in work. So I drew babies, children, people yelling, screaming, crying, all of it, and just learning, you know, to get it down, because it's about 5 to 7 minutes a face. And
That's
you want to,
crazy.
5 to 7 minutes a face. When I do event work, 5 to 7 minutes a face, you know, so you need to do at least like 12 to 20 in an hour, because there's a line. You got to keep going. And then you still have to, you know, you got to smile and, hey, where you from? And they're excited to be there. I'm
and
excited
you got to
to
make
be there.
conversation.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
have to make conversation.
Yeah.
It helps. It helps.
Yeah.
So it's good to be friendly.
Has it ever taken like 10 to 11 minutes on a bus?
Oh, yes. Yes, it has. It has taken some time. Sometimes some faces are they give you a little bit more, and you know that's my way of saying, just they got more to the face. You got to capture everything. And sometimes people will tell you midway, oh, well, could you do this? Or hey, could you do that? You try to accommodate them the best you can.
Yeah, it's not like it's a Snapchat filter. I can't just
Right.
change the lens. I'm drawing this freehand. I think that's what stresses me being an artist. That's why I prefer abstract art. Because it's my interpretation.
Absolutely.
Not someone
No
dictating
finite.
it.
We don't need no finite shit.
But that is just, I mean, I can't imagine multitasking whilst being creative.
Yeah.
And then producing artwork that, that comes out and looks like the subject.
Look like this.
Thank you.
See,
Thank you.
I call her in caricatures the center. Like in football, you know how you got the center? So the center got to get the ball, snap the ball, and then stand up and block. It's like, the whole game, the game don't start until you move. If somebody move before you move,
offsides.
Thank you.
Flag on the play.
Flag on the motherfucking play. So I'm like, but for her to be that ambidextrous, to be able to draw faces 5 to 7 minutes on command, blam.
Yeah.
And to exaggerate the face, but still make this appear to be the person. I mean, I think that's pretty amazing, and then still be a conversationalist at the same time. I think that the soft skills is something that you just they can't teach you. That's something that's inherently in you. So, and I know, I think that's pretty dope. We as artists, we're a little flighty sometimes. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So to be able to have a conversation,
even me sometimes, yes.
To be able to, hold people's attention and, and have them see themselves in these caricatures, I just can't help but smile when I see something like that. So, did you want to talk about some of the pieces that you have up here?
Sure.
Okay.
Yes,
all
yes,
right.
yes.
All right, Katie. You got a personal favorite so far, or you want me to kick it off with a personal
I
favorite?
mean,
keep scrolling.
Is that Nipsey? Did I see Nipsey?
Yeah, that is.
Can we see you got an individual one?
Yeah,
Nipsey,
I
don't
do.
you?
I do. Let me scroll on down.
Scroll on
So
down.
There we
this
go.
was
Look at that.
So it's this one here of Nipsey, and that's
yeah.
that's a video.
Go ahead and
but-
hit that
Look,
play
hit the play
button. Yeah,
button.
thank you.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
intrigued. I'm
Yes.
intrigued. Let me
Well,
see.
it has his music on there.
Okay.
So if
Oh, okay. Well, we'll go back because
Yeah.
we don't own the rights to any of that. All right.
But let me show you. Yeah. So that was in creation
Look
for
at
the
that.
for the Nipsey one.
Tell us about just your process, without giving all the trade secrets.
Yeah, well, thank you.
Yes.
I approach it the same way that I do caricatures when I'm drawing. It is about the face shape. Sometimes when I'm looking at someone, it's the first impressions of their features. So it's either eyes, nose, lips. It could be eyebrows. Sometimes it's even their personality, just kind of capturing that. So I work the same way with my beads. And literally, I use an outline color when I'm first trying to get the face shape. I look at all their pictures. I work off of the pictures. I don't use a template or look at other designs because there's other designs out there that you can do this. There's other templates that you can use. But when I'm working with faces, I'm literally looking at the shapes. What stands out about his face? It was elongated, or is it short? Is it round? And the beard, of course, was predominant. That's a predominant feature that he had. And I work from there. And then I look at the same way: eyes, nose, mouth, ears, everything.
It's just amazing.
Because I'm going to tell you now, my thing would come out looking like Pac-Man.
Well, that's an art form, that.
But it's supposed to be Nipsey.
Right.
But Nipsey would be looking tipsy. Okay. I would mess that all up. But I'm an artist. And so,
Right.
I mean, like, I would love to, just even with the part in the hair, like, and if you squint, you see him looking back at you. And same
Yeah.
thing with Tupac up there. I see him in the corner.
Ooh,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
dope.
It's just,
Yeah.
it's unmistakable, but it's such a simple medium
Yeah.
that you're using.
Yeah. And it's people tell me all the time, they're like, hey, I used to play with these as a kid because the beads,
Yeah.
you would iron them out and everything. And they're seeing it in a different way. So what I'm trying to do is the same as I work with pencil, as I work with graphite markers, paint. I'm using the same process, but I'm working with another medium
Yes.
to kind of bring attention to the fact that fine art can be expanded upon. It doesn't have to necessarily stick in a traditional sense of a European oil painting. It can be what you want it to be, and the value that you put in it is what you see. So
I will sip to that.
Yeah. Real deal.
So yeah, just working with what I got.
We've talked about that too, just in different avenues in terms of changing our narrative and not conforming to this mold of what society deems as important or fine art or necessary. We have the ability and the voice and the capability, especially through social media, to give a voice to talents that may not have been recognized previously.
Absolutely.
So
absolutely. That's the one thing I love about Instagram and about social media in general is I can put my work out there for many different people to see it, and it's just a matter of your hashtags that you use and who's going to find it, and I love it. So for me, this is the best way that I can put myself out there, of course, and with shows. They help too.
Yeah.
They do.
Because this art ain't going by itself.
Right. You know, and also with my other events, working caricatures for parties, weddings, you name it, trade shows, I've done it. So
that's
fun.
fantastic.
Yeah.
And that's building wealth, is having more than one avenue of opportunity that generates income. So
yeah, as my father likes to say, an additional stream of income.
Like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
yeah.
we have to do that.
And generational wealth. He talks about
Yes.
that a lot. And
We
just
have to
making
do
sure you
that.
set yourself up. You have to. We have to. We have to. Now is our time. Now,
Yes.
you know, we talk about Black Girl Magic and everything else. Here we go. Here's our platform. Let's go ahead. Let's go forward. Let's move this.
And you know what I'm finding is it's inherent in us. Like we have gifts and talents that are readily accessible to us. We just have to activate them and then put them out there. And I think that's discovering them is one process, and then not being afraid to put yourself out there and then receive feedback, because it's not going to always be positive, but just getting past your own insecurities and saying, okay, I'm going to put this out there and let the world see it, as scary as that can be.
Yeah.
But then once you do it, people are like, oh, wow, like somebody in Russia might see this. I want that, you know, and just you just don't know who it identifies with your talent or your gift and connects with. And you wouldn't know otherwise if you didn't put yourself out there.
Exactly. So for me, this helps with, you know, I think as artists sometimes the imposter syndrome. You know, I've heard of it, and it's something where, no, maybe I'm not good enough, or we'll compare ourselves to somebody else, or, well, maybe my medium that I'm using, you know, maybe it's not as you know, of a mature palette or something that is sophisticated. No, we do that a lot to ourselves, and just putting it out there is your first step. That's all I have to do, and I have to remind myself that too. Just go ahead, put it out there. I value it. I want others to value it too. And sometimes, like you said, criticism. Not everyone's going to like your stuff, and it's okay. It ain't for them. Not everything is for everybody.
Yes.
So,
and I have to say, so I'm in a production right now, and I got feedback, and it wasn't bad, and it was more so just about the technique that I was employing to project my voice more, and it made me think, and initially gave me pause, because I was like, you ain't even on stage, how you gonna tell me how to? But then I had to reel it in and say feedback is a gift, because if I didn't know that, I wouldn't then have that intro, that internal review of my processes, and at the end of the day, it's going to make me stronger. And really find where that voice of power sits within me, and help me to call that up. And otherwise, I wouldn't have known to do that. So,
yes.
Well, let me ask you. You talked about streams of income. You know, because that revenue is important.
Oh, yeah.
And so,
gotta get paid.
I want to know just the progression of how lucrative this has been. You know, I know that, you know, we were, you know how we as artists just be doing something, going through to get to, you know, and so working this job just to, you know, kind of dabble in what we want to dabble with on the side. So I just want to know the progression. How did you find, like, hit your stride as far as like making money? Because I know you're doing this full time, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Go ahead.
ma'am.
And-
Yes. But how much time do we have? Do we have any boxes
We got
of tissue?
plenty of time.
We got time.
So, it started for me around last year. I was freelancing. You know, this was part-time, always part-time last year, up until I lost my job. And they made cuts across the whole entire board. I was just one of many. But I remember sitting there as they're telling me this. They're crying, I'm crying. And at one point, I just remember God, the energy, the universe, the goddess, whatever you want to call it, whatever you want to say. But for me, I felt like in my heart that this is your time. Here you go. You weren't going to do it. You weren't going to leave this job. And I knew I wasn't going to leave that job because I liked my job. I loved what I did. I knew my job day in, day out. Wasn't going to leave until I was forced to leave. So I think that sometimes when people say step out on faith, sometimes you get kicked. I got kicked.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Kicked
That
in the
happened
back.
to me.
Yeah, kicked in the back. I mean, I stumbled down the stairs, like when my neck and my back. But
Help!
yeah, my back. Yeah. So I'm screaming like in my mind, but
Hit the turbo.
Yeah.
Them concrete stairs.
right, them concrete stairs was them bills, and I was steadily going down.
Yes.
But
Oh man.
the thing, I think that after that, then I finally realized I have to do this. I haven't put enough appreciation in valuing it. And if it's like a plant, you got to water your plant. I need to be the water for my plant. My plant is my art, and I have to water it. I got to give myself into this, got to give my all to it. And yeah, it's been goodness. After doing my taxes,
I heard that.
Yeah, after I am a legit artist, and I
Okay, girl.
made enough to sustain myself and to make a profit.
Don't
See,
that
that's
feel
glory.
good?
Yeah, that
That's
is. That
glory.
feels good. Yeah, thank you, Jesus.
I
Because
know.
for real, whoo, I mean,
You know?
yeah.
And I have to
Yeah.
say that has been a challenge for me.
Yeah.
When you have tethered your identity to a position in corporate America.
Yeah.
And like you, I was climbing up the ranks and doing HR and operations and making other people rich. And just like so deeply
Yes.
entrenched, I love my job. Like I was ready to
Yeah.
get a tattoo.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna leave.
I
I'm
ain't
gonna
going
retire.
nowhere.
Tattoo.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You know, down for the
For life.
Yeah, right. Yeah, for life.
You know,
Yeah.
I do.
people I hired
I
are
do.
still there.
I do.
Yeah.
I
With
do.
you.
I do.
For real.
I do.
That was gonna be. I was setting it up, right?
Yeah.
And then to be removed, laid off in the most epic fashion, to where I could not and would not go back if I wanted to. Like
Ooh.
it was just, I've never been treated that way in my life, and I know I'm professional.
Yeah.
Right.
And but that was the confirmation that I needed, like, because otherwise I would not have done anything that I've done in the last
Yeah.
12 months. And when I say it's been a complete departure, shift, and transformation,
Yeah.
it's him working through
Yeah.
me. So
Yeah.
I totally identify. Now I'm still waiting on them W-2s to,
Yeah.
to where I can put some snaps on it.
Hey, snaps on
You
the
know.
petrol.
Hey,
Snaps on that petrol.
But it's amazing how when you operate within your purpose and you step out in faith and just
Yeah.
start doing and being obedient,
yeah.
how doors start to open.
Yeah. I had to keep reminding myself and letting myself know, yes, I'm worthy. I'm worthy. Good and bad days. This did not just come overnight. I'm not talking about, I had some sage in the house and,
Right.
had glitter bombs everywhere. And then I woke up and boom, there was a paycheck. No. It was hard work.
What's a glitter bomb?
I'm just poof, you let it go.
Understood.
I'm just, I think Lush maybe sells one for a bath, I think.
Yeah.
But anyway, but just talking and speaking in, it wasn't all roses, sunshine, stars. No, I still had to put my work into it, but I had to also change my mindset. Instead of being doom and gloom and woe is me, I lost this job. What am I supposed to do? And then I had a really bad knee injury at the same
Yeah, I
time. And I was like,
remember.
oh, health insurance.
I know.
That was a real thing.
Right, it's
Yeah.
some real shit.
So I just,
A motherfucker will live with a massive heart attack if they would, which is some
Yeah.
fucked up shit. When you think about it, right? You want a healthy society, but you are not creating a vessel or vehicle for them to be able to access health care with no problem.
yeah.
So people stave off wellness. and remain sick
Yeah.
just because they don't have health care, because you know you got them bills and medical. When you think about it, that's some cruel ass shit.
Yeah.
You know, but
Yeah.
I know what you're saying. You know,
Mhm.
like, you know, hey, I got medical bills. How am I gonna make it?
Yeah.
That shouldn't be shit that we have to think about. I think that that's some cruel and unusual shit as a society.
Yeah.
Our healthcare system, and I think that aren't we like one of the only countries who does not have some type of like socially funded healthcare, something that's free government funded healthcare.
Yeah.
What's happening with that? I mean, that would be at least one less thing that you got to worry about.
Right.
Um,
Yeah, but it's, I mean, until we can make that change, you know, it is what it is. You try to do the best with what you got. You start where you are, you use what you got, do what you can. So I just had to keep on and just keep at it. But yeah, but I'm thankful for every break that I was given along the way that helped me.
So now, I know what my experience was with all of that, and it's
Yeah.
just going back to one of the things that you said, that you have stepped into your creative ability and you are an artist.
Yeah.
And you're comfortable with saying,
I love
I
saying
am
it.
an
I know.
artist.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm just now getting to a point where I can say that I am X, Y, and Z,
Yeah.
and just without. Well, I mean, can I really say that? You know, like
Yeah.
without
Of
feeling like
course.
I have
But
to
of
qualify that statement. You know.
Yeah. Yes.
And so for you, I'm curious. Once the layoff took place,
Mm-hmm.
and I know that you're already doing it part time, but what was the turning point for you where you said, okay, there's no need for me to look for another opportunity within corporate America or working for someone else, because I know that within me, I have the ability to be my own CEO.
I think that part came, I would say, after the holidays. For me, as a caricaturist, the holidays, that's peak season for us. So even though it was like July, but I knew August, you know, September, everything was coming down, you know, all these months were coming ahead. And then I started getting more bookings for it. And that's busy season. It's festivals. A lot of festivals are happening during the fall because, of course, the temperature's a lot milder. A lot more businesses are starting to think about their holiday parties. So having entertainment, New Year's Eve, whatever have you. So I would say around the time of, it was probably December, and within that week I had about four caricature events lined up that were about at least 3 hours, 3 to 5 hours at my hourly rate, and they paid it, and they didn't negotiate with me, and it was just it was a true blessing. I said, okay, yeah, I'm gonna be okay. I am in control because I'm able to do this, and if I can do this, what more can I do? So it was the excitement of, okay, boom, that's over. All right, now I got the next gig. Oh, okay, yes,
This is happening.
this is happening.
Yes.
And I am in control. I am in charge. And so that's when it kind of kicked off for me that I can do this. LoVonia, you can do this. We
Yeah.
can do this. Like, yes. So, and it's still an ongoing struggle, I have to say, to be real, is that I think sustaining that feeling is important for me. I have to have that feeling going. If I don't have that feeling, I'm going to die. I have to make sure that I feel in control. I have to make sure that I schedule my gigs and really look forward to them. And I schedule even meetings with friends, and anything that's involving talking about art, picking up art supplies, I make sure I'm putting it down because it helps me feel like, yep, I'm a CEO. CEOs have their schedule. CEOs know exactly where they're going to be, what time, what place. And if not, you know, they have a backup plan. So start thinking ahead.
Yes.
So for me, keeping a plan really does work for me, and keeping on top of it, because it helps fuel that excitement that, yep, I am my CEO. This is my job. This is what I do. You know, my suit may look like my sweats, you know, when I'm
Right.
working and painting, but this is my uniform. This is what I put on every day. So it makes me happy. I'm really happy about that.
What challenges have you faced in the last year? Because this is still a fairly new
Oh yeah.
life occurrence
Oh,
for
gosh,
you making
yeah.
that transition.
Yeah, challenges that I have faced would have to be, I would say, timing for myself, and time management on the real. Just making sure, now that I have these events, now that I have these gigs, Now, okay, instead of putting the time into my phone of when the gig starts, I have to put an hour and a half in because I have to make sure that I arrive at least 30 minutes for check-in and to set up. So that means that I have to leave an hour before the event. So that's really like an hour and a half. So I have to make sure that I put in that not the start time of the event, but the time ahead. So me staying on me, making sure, okay, it's this time, it's time to leave. Did you pack up the night before? What are we missing? Do we have our lights? Do we have our pencils? Do we have this? Do we have that? Do you have an extra set of this? Do you have an extra set of that? Just to make sure. So for me, it's my time management that is still the biggest challenge that I face. So I have to make sure I'm on it. Besides that, outside challenges, I would say outside challenges would be, of course, this is ongoing, but making sure that people are very much aware, like we talked about earlier, the whole aspect of fine art and what art means to you. I think that there's a lot of preconceived notions out there that you have to look like this to be an artist or look like that to be an artist. And for me, you know, I'm like I said, I'm a big goofball. I love being goofy. I love it all day, every day. You know, I'll laugh at my own self. You can ask my friends and they'll tell you. And I'm also a nerd, you know, and I'm also geeky and I live in that, you know. I love sci-fi. I love anime. I love all that stuff. I'll go watch action movies over a chick flick any day. Give that to me, please. Yes, I will dress up, do that whole thing. So I think sometimes when you put yourself out there, or at least I do, people are like, huh, really? Okay, you know, and just changing that mindset of what fine art can look like. It doesn't have to be an oil painting, you know, hanging in a museum. The fine art is whatever you want to put in your living room. If you love it, put it there. That's what we're here for. Yeah.
Well, I know that you just had your art shown at the Boom Festival.
Yeah.
And I know it's kind of like a collaboration,
Yeah.
mixed media type of
Yeah.
situation
Oh,
with
yeah.
Phoebe,
Yeah.
who does a lot of the boards here in Charlotte.
Oh,
Can you tell
yes.
us about, you know, just
yeah.
what the purpose was behind that? Because it was beautiful.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I was gonna say, do you
And
have pictures from that?
Just your
Yes,
collaboration
let
there.
me see if we can find it. Hold on, let me go there. See my silly face. Okay, yeah. So this is a snapshot of the piece. Now the piece itself was about 6 feet by 6 feet. It was a panel. So Phoebe was the one that reached out to me, and 13 Phoebe is how she goes by on social, and she wanted to do one of the first collaborations and one of the first mixed media pieces to appear in Boom Charlotte. And this was, of course, with Boom Charlotte, and it was with a part of PBR, because PBR does a lot for the arts too. So she asked me, hey, would you like to collaborate? Let's do this. Let's, you know, do something different. So it literally is what you see is a roller skating Cher way back in the day. Get it, Cher. You think,
Yeah, she was so dope.
what?
She's still dope, though.
Yeah, she is. So she wanted the whole feel to be a very summertime, you know, just kind of chilling, and it's, you know, about women and us, you know, just chilling. Yeah, we have beers, we chill, we kick it, yeah, but just having a nostalgic vibe to it. So this is a part of what she does with fabric, with spray paint, with photo collage, and then of course she wanted me to do the 3-dimensional pieces of the beaded work. So the cupcake up there is beaded, the heart is beaded, the lip in the corner is beaded, the PBR cans, they're beaded, as well as the cooler and the boombox itself, which is about, I want to say it's about maybe 17 feet. Or not 17 feet, excuse me, telling lies. It's about 17 inches, I want to say. And it was about maybe about 20 or so, or maybe just a little bit smaller. But it was roughly the size around a cooler. So we had to reference pictures of like the old school coolers and get the shape, because she wanted that same shape of like that old, like I think it was like a Playmate cooler or something. It was a Playmate. So she wanted that. And then tie in the colors of the pink with like the old boombox, having that out there. So
That's dope.
yeah.
I love that a lot. I like your collaboration with
Thank
Phoebe.
you.
And, you know, yeah, it was really ingenious of her to just kind of bring those two, you know, those two ideas
Yeah.
together. And I know
really
that
love
you
that.
also
Yeah, there's
work with
another
her. You said PBR. They sponsored the Fried Chicken Art Party. You had some work displayed there too, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you just had some work displayed at the Fried Chicken Art Party in Miami. So we've had
Oh,
one here
yeah.
in Charlotte. Yeah, can you
and the
tell
one
us
down
about
there.
that and what you're
Oh,
showing
yeah.
down there?
So what I showed down there, well, first of all, that show is amazing. I love the fried chicken art party because
It's
that was
dope.
something that Phoebe did. And so she took it down to Florida, and I showed off my perler beads, or that brand is a perler bead, but it's pixelated work. So I had my Biggie down there, I had Nipsey down there, and then I also had Tupac down there too. So yeah, and it's just about PBR, fried chicken, and literally, people know it here in Charlotte, like, oh yeah, they got PBR, yeah, they got beer and chicken, but you also come for the work too, because it's different artists, whether they're graffiti artists, street artists, Phoebe does awesome skateboard decks, and every other artist in between that's around the community. And here in Charlotte, we had over 300 people at the last one.
Wow,
Yeah,
really?
300 people
Is
at
it still at
Oso.
Oso? Wow.
Yeah. So it was at
Okay.
Oso Skate Park. They
Okay.
opened up the entire park to
Wow.
us. So we were up the ramps, on the side.
Word.
And yeah, it was like two live bands were up there too. It was amazing.
That's what's up.
Yeah. So same thing that happened in Orlando, which just wrapped up. So they should be back soon for it. But at the same time, I also had a booking for
Okay, look at you. She said she had a book.
Book busy and blessed.
Yeah, I am booked and blessed. But
Okay.
yeah. So they I think they wrapped up. So all in all, great show, great feedback.
Yes.
So yeah,
That's
Wow.
awesome.
yeah.
Awesome. And so can people purchase your artwork through Instagram?
Oh,
Or
yes.
how do we?
Oh yes, please slide in the DMs. But if you want to purchase my artwork, that'd be cool.
Because you need
Don't
a
be
piece
dirty.
like that. It's just going to mature
Yeah.
financially
Yeah.
speaking.
Thank
So,
you.
yes,
Thank
buy
you.
it now. Get it
Yeah.
while it's hot.
Yeah, so Facebook, I also have a Facebook page. I'm on Twitter. I would say the best way to reach me, though, is through Instagram,
Yeah.
because that's immediate. I'm always on there. So,
Yes.
yeah. Oh, yes. Yes, everything is available. Please.
Word.
Please and thank you.
So what's next? Like, what do you have upcoming?
Oh, my goodness. Upcoming, I do have a couple of more caricature events for some more private parties. But I do have, in collaboration with a couple of other artists here, it's the 100 show that's being ran by Damn It Wesley.
Oh,
so
okay.
it's Damn It Wesley's show again. And the whole concept of the show, and it is, I want to say it is this weekend, Saturday, and it is all work that is $100. So it's affordable
That's what's up.
artwork, and it's being pushed towards those who are just trying to get their feet wet into collecting art. You're just starting out. You love art. You want to actually get some on your wall. Now's the chance, because it's going to be affordable pieces, and it's going to be many different artists, including myself, that's out there. So, yeah.
Look at
Yeah,
you.
so-
What pieces are you featuring, or can you tell us?
Oh,
A little surprise. You got to come to see it. That's what that is.
you gotta come to see it.
I felt a little shoulder shimmy
Yeah.
just then.
But
Where is it gonna be held?
quality. Oh yes, so it is going to be held at I'm really bad about this because it's Dilworth Market.
Okay.
Yes, okay. I just wanted to Dilworth Market. So it is going to be held at Dilworth Market. Please check it out.
Yes.
Damn It Wesley. If you go to @DamnItWesley, he has more information about it too.
Okay.
And I'll be posting shortly too about it, because this is super exciting.
Yeah,
It should be,
Yes. Yeah.
So what would be your guidance or advice to, and I'm not going to even say young artists, because I mean there's no age that precludes you from finding your talent or your purpose. So what would you say to someone who has that creativity down in them, and they might be a little hesitant about pursuing it, or they don't know how to get started? Like, what would be your advice to them?
My advice would be, for anybody who wants to pursue it, believe in yourself. First and foremost is believe in what you want to achieve. And if you are struggling at it, then practice does make perfect. I know it's cliche, but the more you practice sketching or drawing, the more your skill will improve, because you are continually doing something that you're making it a habit. So it's like muscle memory. You got to keep at it. You got to work at it every day. It's like brushing your teeth. You got to do something within the arts that fulfills you, that makes you feel good about what you want to do. I would say the next thing for anybody who is interested is do your research, Google everything. People Google lyrics to songs, anything that you enjoy. Same thing with art. There's YouTube now where you can literally look up tutorials, learn how. If there's something that you are curious about, try that. And I would say surround yourself with people who also believe in you just as much.
That's
Love.
key.
Yeah, that is very key. Support and love will get you so much further than anybody's doubt. As long as somebody believes in you, that's all you need. Hold on to that, and just keep that going. Just keep doing what you're doing. And I would say learn business too. On the real, learn business. Yes, it's so much fun to be painting up in my studio and just but I still need to get them bills paid. And I still have to market myself.
Right.
So learning business is key because it is a business. You are running a business. You got to learn how to do that, because I heard it before somewhere where someone said, and they put it in a post, and it was hustle beats talent when talent doesn't hustle.
Yeah.
It made me mad.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Yep.
Give that to me one more time.
Okay. All right. So one more time. It
Hustle
says
beats talent when talent
doesn't
hustle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's basically like, how you see somebody, in your case, acting, and they trash. But because they put themselves out there and getting on everybody's stage and screen, you know what I'm saying? It could be, mama, I want to be the first black rodeo clown, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got this guest spot, beatboxing on the Big Mac. But that was trash. But you just see their face all the time. But eventually that leads into a bigger position. When you know that you have the acumen, the intelligence, the intellect, the professionalism, you can run circles around these people.
Yeah.
And we do see that all too many times,
all the time.
And it makes you mad, but at the same time it should tell you something, just about yourself. I mean, and I think that putting yourself out there, which is a question that I was going to ask you also, just about putting yourself out there. You said something about imposter syndrome.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You said something. You said something about
Yeah. Yeah.
You said
I'm
something about imposter
Yeah.
syndrome. So just even finding out how to impart some information into other people as far as getting over that. What would you tell somebody who is talented? Like you said, it's all subjective anyway, right?
Yeah, it is.
But
it is very much so.
how do they get past that hump to
get to the point where you feel it in your soul?
where their talent beats the hustle?
I would say one way to get past it is you can use one thing that's free and easy to use: social media. Post your work, even if you don't like it. As an artist, we are in our head all the time. I know I am. So half the stuff, but post it anyway, because stop thinking about you here and start thinking about everybody else there. So it is literally the best and cheapest show and tell that you can ever have. Post your work, make a page and start posting. Who cares if you only got one like and that was from your cousin? Keep going.
Yes.
Keep going. Don't get stuck on that, because there's plenty of pages that maybe they don't have 1,000 followers or whatever, boom, boom, boom. It doesn't matter. If you have a page out there and people can see your work, that's what matters. There's people who are still getting hired, and you don't have to have 1,000 likes or whatever have you. Post your work, put it out there, and keep going. Stop listening to that voice. Yeah, you have to start somewhere. And the voice is still there. I get it, but ignore it. Voice don't matter. Voice is just, it's in your head. It don't even exist. It's not here in front of you. You can't grab it. Post anyway. Don't listen to it. Post anyway. Do it anyway.
You're speaking directly to me right now, because I've got like 7 pieces that I'm just like, I was just doodling or just doing stuff for fun. And then my husband actually took half of them to a condo that we have as that he has as an Airbnb and put them. I was like, you don't put that on the wall? He was like, yeah, it's good. And I'm like,
that's it.
You know, just doubting myself.
Yeah, that's that.
You know?
oh yeah, that's the demon inside. That's the demon. That is the thing you have to stop. You got to exercise the demon. I rebuke you. But whatever you want to call it, boo-boo the fool, whatever is talking to you, whatever it is, just stop. Because I think we do this anyway, like even with people giving you compliments. Oh, girl, you looking up. No, because
Yeah.
I don't think.
no, because there'll come a day you're going to be dead, or you're going to have something on your face, something hideous, and you're going to remember that time when you were looking good. Then what? That's that's how I kind of look at it. Do it now. Put it out there now. If someone else values it, why can't you? They can see it. There's enough sunshine for all of us.
Well, speaking of that, 'cause
Yeah.
that was a great segue into my next question.
Yeah.
And that was, we could not be successful if we didn't put our arms around each other,
Yes.
So I want to know who was instrumental in helping you keep on chugging up that hill, who was, instrumental in assisting you, just being that bridge, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
Yeah.
like, I already know one person that I'm sure that you gonna say, no, girl, no. But I'm like, well, not me, but one person, that I know you're gonna say. But I think that's important. That
Yeah.
we as women,
Yeah.
kind of build each other up.
Yeah,
Always
for
make
real.
space, hold space for each other.
Okay.
So
Ooh, so
I just,
important.
it really
Yeah.
is. So I just want to know who held space for you, and and how did they do that? What did that look like?
Who held space for me? Because, but
Thank
besides
you.
that, you're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Besides that, I would say my friends for real held space for me. My friends and my family did.
Mhm.
And even though, my family, again, coming from the military background, it was very structured. And even the point, we got to a point where it's like, well, you going to get a real job? What's going to happen, But still thankful for my family, because they understood that's a part of me. My art is a part of me. My friends, and I'll name a laundry list of people. I mean, Phoebe held space for me
Yeah.
to do what I needed to do. A couple of other friends around here, a couple of artist friends around here. Bree Stallings held space for me. Elizabeth Palmisano held space for me. Georgie
Yeah.
held space for me.
Big ups. I know.
That's a goddess right
Ain't
there.
she
I
though?
mean, whoo,
Ain't she though?
Georgie is just a magical, powerful
Yeah.
Black female artist out here doing her thing.
Yeah.
Who
And
else
always
made-
trying to help other people.
Always try to help. Who else made space for me? Other friends, just all of my friends, those who aren't artists, those who are artists. It doesn't matter, female, male, or energy, anything. I mean, regardless of titles or whatever you want to be, my friends held space for me when I couldn't hold space for myself.
Word.
And they let me cry, and I'm not going to cry right now.
Girl, don't, because I
But-
will be up in
right.
here looking like, damn.
Stay strong.
Right.
But
Look, with a fan at.
Right.
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 Yeah. Thank you. Slide it over. Slide
Help
it
her
over.
out.
Right.
Help her out.
I got you, Queen.
But
I got
yeah,
you.
they let me talk about my fears
Yes.
pursuing this, because you need to talk to somebody. You have to talk to somebody. And they let me say, I'm scared. I'm really
Yeah.
scared to do this. I've never done this before, or I'm just scared. Like I can't quite put too much of a description on it, but the whole thing is overwhelming right now. And they let me just sit down and talk to them and cry or scream or whatever I had to do. And that is important. You have to have people who won't judge, who aren't going to come back and be like, yeah, but so you gonna get that job, right? There's a time and place for that. And if need be, if you need to get your job, you need to get a job. I mean, if you already know the truth, but when you need someone just to listen to you and hear you, acknowledge you, and see you, your friends. And for me, it's a lot of friends that held me up, and people who just heard about me. They heard about me, maybe through a friend, and they took a chance on me. And maybe they had this finite budget, and I was able to work with that, because sometimes you do see the opportunity. And now they're the closest friends I've got, and they keep me in mind for different projects.
Well, even after, I would say, even after being, having your identity rooted in, again, corporate America.
Yeah.
And being known for, I don't know, what did you do previously?
I was a.
Oh.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to laugh.
Yeah,
It's comical as hell now,
funny
right?
bone.
Def
Yeah.
Comedy Jam.
Yeah, Jeff Combs. We're here. We're bringing it back, y'all. We're bringing it back. I was a front desk coordinator, and I was a front desk coordinator, and I was a marketing assistant.
Okay.
Because I also knew Illustrator and Photoshop enough to assist the marketing department. And I also did social media. I was a social media marketing coordinator too. I was a, what was the last one? Maybe a social media experience. Somebody at a, just almost like a fast food chain of knocking out websites or something. I don't know.
Girl, listen.
So it sounds
Yeah.
like you were given all the tools and experience that you needed in safe environments so that when it was time for you to strike out on your own, you knew what to do, at least in the area of promoting yourself and developing
think about
content. See, that's why I'm here.
Oh,
'cause
yeah.
I'm gonna turn that angle for you.
Right, thank you.
You had to turn that corner.
Here comes the hammer.
around.
You go ahead, girl. Chinese typewriter on the ass, girl.
I'm ready. I'm here.
But is that not real? Because
Yeah.
so you were in these positions that did not value you, I'm sure, did not challenge you,
Mm-hmm.
but it was a safe environment that gave you a check, that also gave you an arena to play around with other people's money and resources to figure
Mm-hmm.
out how to be good at things. And so now you out here on your own with your own content that you're developing, with your own social media that you're
Yeah.
managing, with your own business that you're promoting. And that's a blessing
Yeah.
to have those tools already instilled within you.
Thank you. Yeah. I mean, I did. I liked what I did. And I knew too, there's an element to it that I didn't have to think too much about it. Because I purposely chose the jobs because I knew that I didn't want to kind of waste too much mental energy. I wanted to still give some back to what I wanted, which was my art.
It was something that you
Yeah.
were able to do, not
Yeah.
something that you were setting out to do. That's what we do.
Yeah.
We fall into that little
Yeah.
chasm, right? Where we're doing shit that we're able to
Yep.
do, and we can do
Yeah.
this shit relatively well. We're like a generalist.
Yeah.
Where when it comes to your personal life, getting on that stage, that's some specialist shit,
Yeah.
When it comes to your artwork, that's some specialist shit.
Yeah.
A work is just a means to an end. And don't get me wrong, like, I love what I do. I really do. I love what I do, and I work with some fabulous people and stuff like that. But, of course, would I not like to be on this regimented schedule where somebody tells me when I need to get up and be here and pays me how much they think that I'm worth? I think that it's something to be said about people who can command their price.
Yeah.
And also, make their own schedule. If there's a job you don't want, you don't have to take it, But
Yeah.
if there is one, you're like, oh, okay, I can do that. Yeah, the price is right. You can even negotiate how much you think your services are worth. And I think that there's something to be said about that from just a compunction perspective, like where I don't have to settle for less if I don't want to. You can stand on your own to be dignified in what you do. And I think that takes some schooling in the hard knocks, in the
Yeah.
college of hard knocks,
Yeah.
to be able to do that. So I really do appreciate you being able to share that with our guests
you.
today.
you.
But yeah, I feel like it's some artwork going on behind me. Did you want to take another scroll
I was
down
just
memory
scrolling.
lane?
I was just scrolling
Let's
just
go
because.
ahead and scroll.
Yeah, I was just trying to multitask and just, give something to the people too.
Word up.
But yeah. Oh yeah.
Who that is?
That is one of my good friends.
Who that is?
I went to talking about blessings and friends. Went to Puerto Vallarta thanks to some good friends that wanted me to be there. Trip was all planned out until
Word.
I lost my job, and I said, "I'm sorry, I can't go. I need that money for my rent now. I need it for everything else." They all came together,
Look at
paid
that.
for me to go.
That's
Yeah. So while I was down there, we went to, there was Walmart down there. Blew my mind. That's how ignorant I am. That's real. There was a Walmart down there. Blew my mind. We went and got some paper, got some chalk. And as appreciation and thank you and gratitude, I wanted to give them like a little souvenir
Look
of
at
that time.
that.
So I just sketched them out. Yeah. So I just sketched them out. Just as my way of saying thank you. That's
That's so
all I could do.
heartwarming.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
It
So
is.
yeah. But yeah, I'm just scrolling. You know, just.
What's your favorite piece?
Ooh, I always like to say, because, you know, I try to be like a smart ass with it. You know, like, my favorite piece is the one that is not done yet.
Oh. Oh, snap.
You know, and,
Wait. Yeah. I like how you lean with it and rock with it.
right. Let it go. No, so, I mean, you know, with the bullshit aside, my favorite piece has to be, gosh, I have many favorites for different reasons, but I would have to say, currently, if I can show a picture of it, it is way.
Oh, that
down.
shit is dope.
Oh yeah, there's a girl in there. What? Yeah, State of Funk. She's a graphic designer. We went to high school together. Went to high school together, and she
Okay,
has awesome T-shirts.
I'm
by the
sorry.
way.
That is so dope. Okay.
All right, so let me try to find. All right, so that's my little Halloween outfit because I love that. So
I love that too.
All right.
Oh, and you always have the best Halloween outfits.
Cute.
You were Prince. Was it?
what
When
was
were
it?
you Prince?
I was Prince. Ooh, wow! Everybody talk about that. Yeah, Prince was fun.
Oh, my
where was
God.
the other one? I think I passed it. There. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Bob Ross.
That's you.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah. So me. Yeah, that's right. That's your girl.
I like when you scroll
Yeah.
past. I just
Yeah,
it didn't
so-
even faze me.
And I
my
painted
God.
his shirt. That's my friend Ryan.
Look at that.
Yeah, that's my friend Ryan of Queen City
So
Nerve.
dope.
And I painted that shirt.
I used to
Yeah.
like to watch Bob Ross.
Yeah, I love it, and I still do.
We're
I
just
watch
gonna pop a tiny little tree right here, just real gentle,
just a little
like,
gentle. There we go.
just a little,
There you are.
a little fluffy cloud.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just
Yeah.
gonna look like a little
Right.
sheep here. Just make it fluffy.
Right. Exactly.
We're gonna add a little mountain range. It's not gonna hurt nobody. It's just gonna be a
not
little
gonna hurt
mountain range.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah. So yeah.
you's a fool.
Thank you, Value Village. I told you. I told you.
Man,
Yeah, I
listen.
did my own mustache.
I
Yeah,
love it.
Bust it. What?
I love it.
Yes. All natural. You know, I'm over here.
Love.
Yeah,
it.
we
love
out
it.
here. Yeah, that's me voting. So yeah, I mean, I love it. Like I said, I'm not afraid. I am not afraid.
I love it.
All right, so let me try to do this piece for you guys.
Okay.
Yeah, I ain't afraid. You know, I act fool all day, every day.
Oh my
I ain't
God.
nothing but a thing.
I do too, but I be
All right.
I be censoring what I put out there because that's it. People are gonna be
think-
laughing at me without me.
One of my favorite pieces
Oh yeah.
is this.
I like that too.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Ain't that dope?
That's-
But what is this? Is it a skateboard? What are we looking
Yeah.
at?
So it
Oh.
is. It's a skateboard deck. This was for, and I don't do skateboard art, but it was for Boards for Bros, which was or is. It's a charity where they give children skateboards, you know, and they give them helmets and all that stuff so they can get out there and they can play and, you know, learn how to skate. So the show was a collection of different artists, happens annually. And I wanted to create 2 boards. This was the second board, but this one I wanted to show something that if I was a small Black child, and you are in need of knowledge, you know, about our history, it's very important. You know, whether that's appealing to you or not, but I wanted to create something that would be appealing, you know, to learn about what makes it fun. I remember learning about, you know, Black History Month, and I was excited about it. And this was around the same time too. So I wanted to create a board that talked about our history in a way that would be easy for a child to even understand, you know? So every element of the board, but I also wanted to deal with MLK and Malcolm X at the same time. So I researched about them because I truly believe that if they both were still here, that I think that they would have came together. But it's so funny to me that it's 2 men and they have 2 different ways of going about the same thing. They wanted the same thing for our people. And they had 2 different ways of going about it. And of course, Malcolm X, famously, you know, his quote, "By any means necessary." Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., famous quote, "I have a dream." So I combined necessary dream.
I love it.
And just added elements of, you know, the beads. The beads were African beads. Researched about that. You know, you know,
I see
I'm
the
so wrong.
broken chain.
Yeah, and the broken
I see
chains.
that,
Yeah,
though.
and the chains in Africa, and just, you know, these different elements. So, yeah, that is
So
one of
dope.
my favorite
It is.
pieces, which is now in the private collection
Look at that.
of Soul Liberation Yoga Studio.
Look at that. Oh, is that Eternity? Yeah.
Yep.
Word up. What's
Yeah.
up, Queen?
Yeah.
What's up, Eternity?
Yeah.
Word up.
Yeah. So she said she loved this piece from the start, and she feels that it was one of my signature pieces. I said, "This is the best home for it."
I mean,
And she said she had to have it.
I heard that. I heard that. Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
So powerful.
it
Yeah.
is. Words can't
So that's
express.
my favorite. Thank you. Yeah.
You know how
Yeah.
just taken aback I am by all of this beautiful art created by just one person who had a dream and did it by any means necessary.
Ooh, look how
Did you see
how
that?
you turned it. I
Hello.
saw what you did.
Well, you better say it
Holla.
again. Say it again.
Holla if you hear me.
Hootie hoo.
Say it again for the people in the
You
back.
know what I'm saying? I'm black and I'm proud.
Mhm.
Okay.
Better say it loud.
Word,
Can't say no, but what?
I love it.
So yeah,
word up. Word up.
that's one
Well,
of my favorites.
I know that,
Yeah.
you know, we lost our controls, but you know what I'm saying? We want we want to kind of bring this thing on. We want to wrap this thing on, you know, on up. But you know what I'm saying? I feel like there's still some nuggets to be dropped. So, you know, in closing, in summation, you know, what's something that you feel necessary? Necessary.
Necessary.
Yeah. And you know, and I say that, and I'm gonna let you, because you know what I'm saying, I be having like a question, but it'd be like, oh, I got another question as I'm saying this question, and another one, and another one. DJ
And
Khaled
another
on the
one.
questions.
And another
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what do you feel is necessary for people? Because you know we artists and we sensitive about our shit. You know?
Yeah.
And I mean,
That's
you know,
real.
sometimes we are as strong as a feather. You know?
Ooh, ooh.
You feel what I'm saying?
Say it
So
again.
I just want to know, what do you think is absolutely essential and necessary? Some words that you feel like you needed to hear from somebody who is maybe a black female artist doing art, who's been told that ain't lucrative. Put them paint brushes down. Maybe not vocally said this to you, but it's always been the insinuation, right?
Oh yeah, people can say negativity to you without using words. It is actions. It is side eye. It is your body language. Yeah.
So drop them. What would you say to somebody who on the verge of giving up? Because I know we all done been there. What's the knowledge you would drop?
The first thing I just want to say is, okay, don't listen to them people. Don't listen to them. They hate us for a reason. I'm not trying to be, you know, I guess arrogant about it, but there's so many people who maybe they can't do what you do and they can't express it in a good way, that they can't do it. So the only thing they know how to do is try to tear you down. Stop listening to them fools. And if they a friend, you need to check who your friends are.
Hello.
If it's somebody who telling you something in your camp, I don't think they really in your camp, sis.
Message.
Yeah, for real. Sometimes people reason, season, lifetime. People are either in your life for a reason, for a season, or a lifetime. And you can't be mad at any one of them because they showed you a lesson. So maybe that person who's tearing you down, the lesson is stop letting them. Do your art. Stop listening to anybody else. Do your art.
I feel that.
It's just do it. You have to. If you're a real artist, and not to say that there, you know, people out there that maybe you're coming into it, but there's a feeling that you have, and that feeling for me is I can't live without it. My art is my air. It is my life. I have to breathe it.
I
I have
like
to.
that.
I need it. I need it like I need food, water, everything. I need it. It is love. It is energy. It is everything that I've been put on this earth for. I have to have it, and I'll be damned if someone tells me I can't do my art, because a long time ago there were people who said maybe not. There were some, you know, it happens, but no, I will be damned if you ever try to take my art away from me. I'll be damned if you try to shit on my gift. Oh no, not today, not ever, because to shit on me and to say that is trying to enslave me, and you can't touch me. You can't touch me. You won't touch me.
Well,
No.
and one of the things I started telling myself too, especially with putting myself out there on stage where people
Yeah.
are paying to see me
Yeah.
perform, hateration is confirmation.
Ain't it though?
So
Thank you. Yeah. You may not be liked by everybody, and that's okay. Again, not everything is for everybody.
They got a job to do too.
Yeah.
And that's right. So
Yeah.
that lets me know
That's
that
their
really you
job.
inspired.
You know?
Right. And I appreciate them snaps.
Right. Yeah.
Thank you.
Right.
And a lot of times people who take the time to find something negative about what you're doing,
Yeah.
it's because they don't have anywhere to put that energy towards themselves. They
No.
aren't happy with what they're doing.
No.
And they
They're
can't
projecting
do
it.
what you do.
No.
You can't even get up here and say 2 lines, so be quiet.
Yeah. Oh, you got
And
something
who
to
asked
say.
you for your opinion anyway?
Nobody.
You know,
Anger is
as you
fear.
talk from the seats, the nosebleed section.
Right. Hold on, let me check them tickets
You
again.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah, are you
right?
Oh, you're not on
I'm
the
sorry, I
floor?
didn't know they
Okay.
had row double Z. Thank you for showing
They
that.
actually do. They really do. But
Honey,
yeah.
please. Yeah,
And
no,
anger
you
is
keep on,
fear.
But
keep
it's
on
true.
shining.
Yeah.
It's true.
it
And
is
so I
fear.
actually laugh with, I mean, it for me, because that lets you know that you're doing something right. If
Yeah.
somebody's taking the time to ruin their whole day to try
Exactly.
to throw some salt on your stuff, thank you for the seasoning. It's even better now. Appreciate
Yeah,
you.
appreciate you being there. Oh, you just added extra salt
Right.
because you're salty. Yeah, that's what you did. Exactly. And anger is fear. Sometimes when you're
Yeah.
so
I like
angry about
that.
something,
Anger
it's
is
really
fear.
You're afraid. So if you're so angry at what I'm doing, really, you're afraid of
Yeah.
what I'm doing.
They afraid
You're
of you.
afraid. And you can't express it any other way.
Well, I mean, that goes back to MLK and Malcolm X.
Mm-hmm.
They were only allowed to go so far because
Yes.
they had so much power, and it made people afraid of the
Yep.
possibility of them having community
Yeah.
and awakening something within us,
Yeah.
and inspiring us to rise up and
Yeah.
take control of the reins
Right.
and discover our personal worth. We can't have that.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. One of my husband's coworkers came to my show on Saturday night, and so afterwards we went out for drinks. And he's an older gentleman, but he's hilarious. And he said something to me. Initially, I laughed because I was like, "Oh, you old." But he said that all his heroes are dead. And I said,
Ooh, that's
Damn.
real.
"But
You
it's
know,
real.
That's real.
Damn.
It's
That's
real."
Yeah.
And so now I say that to say, we got vacancies to fill, sis.
Okay, then. Did you just drop a nugget, though?
I'm full of
I
them.
Picking
feel
them up.
like you just dropped a nugget.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? Somebody need to write that down. Somebody need to
There's
write that
vacancies
down.
to fill,
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
in as far as the art space and Black girl magic and just being a force to be reckoned with, and like you said, not allowing anyone to stop your progression and to just be out here doing what it is you love and people recognizing your greatness, you're already stepping into it.
Yeah.
You
So
are.
keep on shining.
And looking
sis.
fabulous with the print
Yes.
popping off.
Yeah,
Yes,
coordinate.
I
You gotta
know,
give
right,
something to the
girl? You
people,
got
you
that
know.
shimmy going.
Yeah, oh, I
you
love
need
a
to do a
good shimmy.
boomerang with
You know,
the
like,
with a shimmy,
bring it
child.
We all
back.
need to. We all need to.
I know, just be shimmying and
Yeah,
shit.
I love it. I have to live in color. I just love it. And,
Yes.
and it's like the same, you know, dress for the occasion. This is a happy occasion for me. I want to dress up. I want
I
to be
know,
festive.
yo. I
Yes,
mean, we're so
yeah.
very thankful that you came and, you know,
Yes, we are.
just fell through the spot and, you know, dropped some nuggets and
Thank you.
let people know and part of some knowledge. I mean, because of you, somebody told me a long time ago, you know, shit, somebody might be depending on your smile.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? So
Wow.
somebody's depending on you.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you for coming on
Yes.
through.
Thank
Mhm.
y'all.
Yes,
Oh,
queen.
thank
Yeah,
you.
so
Really nice to have you.
I'm gonna let my beautiful co-host over here wrap this thing
We're
on
gonna
now.
wrap it up.
Yeah, wrap it up, B.
Wrap it up, B.
And let's do it. man.
Yeah.
Again, we want to thank you, LoVonia, for coming out and just sharing space, holding space, elevating the space with us, gracing us with your art work. Just
Yeah.
this
Voila.
excellence. Tell us one more time where we can purchase, acquire, add to the collection,
Yes.
upcoming
Yes.
events. Like,
Yes.
give them the rundown so
Yes,
that they know.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So you can, you know, first of all, follow me. You know, Instagram, it's LoVoniaParks. Yes.
Hey, I like that. You said S and yes.
Just the S. I'm just really excited. But yeah, you can check me out on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, as well as www.LoVoniaParks.com. So all the information's there. Yes, you can message me. Please do. I also do take commissions. So if there are any ideas that you want, I've done tattoos, illustrations, caricatures, anything at all, please hit me up, as well as murals. You know where to find your girl.
I got something for you. I got something for you. We're going to politic on.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Gratitude.
Well, thank you, Queen, for falling. Thank you, Queen, for falling through the spot. And you know, y'all can always find us through the Square Media Network. We are the DEUXLUXE Podcast Show. You can follow us on Instagram at the very same moniker, the DEUXLUXE Podcast Show. That is DEUXLUXE Podcast Show. Holla at a player when you see me in the street.
But go and give them their name one more time. Give them the excellence so that they know who you is when they see you.
All right, then. I am the Lux Lisbon. IG, I am the _ Lux, LUXE, Lisbon, LISBON. And to my left.
Yes, M. Katie Lux. But you can find me.
Ephesians, Galatians.
And we can all join hands and want to come and fellowship with our player. Find me at
in the vestibule.
Crystal Gardner with a K, actress on the IG, on the gram, as well as that DEUXLUXE Podcast. Now somebody passed the collection plate.
Hallelujah.
Pass the collection plate.
Yo, but we out.
All right.
Peace.
I'm the guy that shuts this shit down.
You the fire department.
Shut it down.
Too many people in the building.
It's hot fire. Hot fire.